Hey guys, welcome back to Rule 16. I am your host Javon, and today we're back with a brand new benchmark. Today we're doing Silent Hill F for the PC. Today I'm running this on my Ryzen 7 1700 with the GTX 1070, 8GB VRAM graphics card. We're running with 16GB of DDR4 RAM and dual channel memory, and as you can see, we will be going through all the settings today on this game. I'm running at the low preset right now, the lowest preset you can go. I actually changed individual settings, so we'll go through that real quick. 100%, where indirect lighting is off. Everything is basically at its lowest, like I said, and we were using TAA for right now. We're not using any upscaling because I wanted to get a good baseline of where we would start at. We're gonna put these through, and we're gonna uncap the frame rate. Alrighty, so at 1080p low, just native 1080p low, we are able to get over 60 FPS on the GTX 1070. That is nice. The Ryzen 7 is also managing to hold its own quite well. This is promising so far. Now, I wouldn't, like I always say, I wouldn't recommend actually playing this game without using any upscaling. I would use upscaling for this, but this game is, I'd say that this is, for Unreal Engine 5, this is extremely optimized. I'm not getting the stutters people are complaining about. I mean, I'm sure every once in a while, and obviously because of the shader compilation, it needs to load in every once in a while. As you can see, my Ryzen is spiking randomly. But other than that, it seems to be going quite well. I don't think this crap is really noticeable. Now, 1080p low for 60 on a 1070 is rough. Certainly rough. It's not the easiest thing in the world. So we're going to actually change up some settings here now. We're going to actually apply FSR, and then, as you know, we will be scaling differently afterwards. So we're doing 1080p low with FSR set to quality. Can we maintain 60 with that? We're getting 66 frames. Let's cap the frame rate again. Now, is that maintainable? No. Once we get into some serious areas, there are some heavy areas in this game, that probably will drop from 60, but yeah, for the most part, it'll be fine. For the most part, it'll run over 60 FPS like this. Certain intensive areas, it will dip below. But we don't have to play low on a 1070. There's so much more we can do. It's a 1070, dude. We're gonna actually go up to the medium preset now. I don't want to use the normal presets because the presets all have lumen, and lumen tanks, and I mean tanks your frame rate, dude. Like, it's rough. As you can see right now, I'm only using about 4 GB of VRAM as well. It's not the worst thing in the world. We're gonna do some changing here. We're gonna change around some stuff, and then we're gonna get into the main gameplay. We're gonna see where we manage to find that sweet spot. Like, you see that lumen? No, we're not doing that. Screen split reflection, we can do that. Shadow quality, medium, because it looks odd on low with shadow quality for this game, unfortunately. We're gonna put text quality up to high, shader quality to medium. Sorry, high. Everything's gonna be going to high, medium, and that's pretty much it. We're gonna leave FSR set to quality. And we're going to go back into the game. We're not going to turn on any sort of lumen. Let's see what happens when I do that. Okay, so as you can see, my FPS has taken a hit here now, but the game looks better. The shadows, it doesn't look as bright anymore because of it. Also, again, once we're going to change that around. And let's try to get into the village. I'm noticing that this frame rate is kind of unstable. Let's pause a second. Load in all your shaders with the Ryzen 7, please. I am noticing, okay, so I am noticing a bit more stutter, well, at least jutters, not stutters, but jutters when I'm walking around with the Ryzen 7. I'm wondering if that's simply because the CPU is a bit struggling a bit more. It's 8 cores, but it's the first gen Ryzen, so it's not necessary. It's not better than my i3, if you're wondering. Maybe medium settings is really messing with this damn thing. Anyway, let's keep moving. You see what I mean? Like I got a massive stutter there, and it just loaded in. You see what I mean? It constantly keeps loading in. Oh wait, I forgot. No, I didn't forget anything. I was thinking that it would have changed its 60. Let's follow a preset. So let's do the, we're gonna do there's three different presets. Let's do performance. Now, what does performance give you? A bunch of nonsense. That's what it does. What is all this? We're gonna uncap that. This is the performance. Lumen high, medium settings, high view distance. We're gonna move from TSR to FSR, And we're gonna stay here. This is the performance preset. Let's give it a second to load in. Alright. Gonna skip that cutscene.
Better find another way.
This is with the performance preset, which for some reason, like, the performance preset looks really good. Like, it's not the lowest settings by any stretch of the imagination. Don't let that fool you because it says performance. It's not Resident Evil, my brothers. It will hurt.
It has to be. How else could she die like that? I would never. Not that family.
Sometimes you run into issues like this when you're pairing things together. I wanted to pair this with the Ryzen 7. I thought the Ryzen 7 could handle it. The Ryzen 7, I feel like the Ryzen 7 is definitely struggling a bit more, making the 1070. The 1070 is definitely not doing its full potential at certain points in this game. I can tell you that now. I am guaranteeing the 1070 isn't fully, like, it's not even at 100%. You know what I mean? Like, it's definitely struggling a bit. And then there's these moments where it has to load in stuff. So we have to wait because my CPU is at 100%. So CPU is going to be an issue with this game. It seems that this game requires... Well, to be fair, it did ask for like a Ryzen... What Ryzen 5 2600? Yeah, so you see what I mean? Every few seconds I have to just simply stop and wait for my CPU to catch up loading in the shaders because it has traversal stutters. Yeah, so you see every time I do anything like that, anytime I turn a corner, my CPU needs to catch up. So it has to load in some stuff. So that's gonna be an issue. That is definitely going to be an issue. That's not great. So, and the thing about it is I was thinking about going even lower. See, I did it again. Now I have to wait. The thing is I was going to... You know what I need to do? Since that's being really hectic, let's put view distance down to low. If it's struggling that much, let's put view distance down to low to give it a breather. On that part, hopefully it doesn't affect it as much. Okay, so let's go up to the, let's try another preset. Let's do balanced. But we're gonna change around some stuff again. We're not doing lumen epic. We're turning off indirect lightning. We're not doing that. So now we're at the high preset. View distance is going to go down to low again. We're going to once again turn back to FSR. And this time I'm going to do FSR balanced. These are the settings if you want to play at the more balanced preset here. Let's everything load back in again. Give it a second to load in. Yeah, you see, so that is going to be an issue if you have a low-end CPU. And for those of you who are new to the channel, I cater to a lot of low-end gamers here, so this is why I'm going through this like this, because most people here are going to have low-end CPUs. That's just reality here. So this might be an issue. This might be an issue. Yeah, the shader compilation is killing this one. I said it for my i3, it was fine, but here, it's definitely getting crushed.
Hey, partner.
This next area, I'm gonna skip this cutscene, and this next area is gonna get really demanding. So I don't know what we're about to see, but it's gonna look like pain. So just just stay strong, brothers. Let's go. Yep, pain. Because my CPU needs to catch it. This is extremely CPU demanding. It needs a minute to load in all the shaders again. So probably a better compilation shader for this game, right here for this CPU specifically, would have helped. Would have helped a hell of a lot more. The second run, if I did this run again, it wouldn't perform like this. But obviously I want to show you guys how games perform from the beginning. I don't want you guys to think, hey, it's all going to be fun in games when you start a game up. But yeah, that CPU is woof. The CPU is like, brother, what do you want from me? My frame rate got really bad here. Like I'm really getting over 30 here. So this pairing isn't great.
Don't give up.
I probably should, now that I think about it now, I probably should have used the 1070 with the i3. Now seeing this, I definitely should have, and I could have used the 570 and everything else with this, but this one should have been used with the i3. Holy crap. Let's see, you be struggling.
It's from Shu.
And every single one, I need.
Please let everyone else be okay.
It's rough because every single time I have to wait. This isn't ideal. Anyway, we're gonna change it now to the quality preset for the best visuals. I'm gonna uncap that again. First of all, I'm gonna actually just stop this, let this load in. Let me see what it's gonna do. So this is probably 1080p like epic or something. It looks clean as hell. I won't lie to you. This looks, holy crap, Hinako looks amazing. Like there's no shimmer. It looks great. But my 1070 can't run this. Let's add some FSR here to balance once again. Okay. That's good.
What is this place? I need to get back to Sakura.
It's so weird. Look at these settings. Lumen, epic. Like, there's no way. Everything's on very high now, so we're pushing this system heavy now. I'm curious about something. Okay, so that does nothing is what you're telling me. Regardless, let's just keep it like this for now and move on. That was weird. Me changing that settings did absolutely nothing. But the game is playing better. But once again, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to please leave a like, comment, share, subscribe. Stick around for more epic content. If you guys enjoy seeing me test games like this on the channel, hit that subscribe button. I'll be doing different content going forward like this here. We'll be doing longer form videos when new games release, showing you guys how they perform and whatnot. And we will be doing bigger videos instead, all around. Different time for the channel. So, yeah. This will do a lot better with the 570 because the 570 ain't going to be able to perform anywhere near the frame rate the 1070 can. So I think the pairing for the Ryzen and the 570 will be better than this.
Rinko.
I can tell the CPU, they weren't joking about the CPU. The CPU is definitely a struggle. Oh, we're running into another. I got you, bro. And then there's you see, and then there's this thing where the game sticks to 30 FPS. So whenever there's something else going on, it'll freak out, and I mean really freak out. Like we'll lose a lot of frames, and it doesn't catch back up for a while. It is very annoying, I must say. Okay.
Anyone here?
Except for the cries of this CPU. The fact that we're only using 10 gigabytes of RAM is interesting because I feel like with the Vega 64 we were using like 14 or 15 with the i3. So what is going on with that RAM issue there? Why are we only using 10? Damn it, Rooster. Anyway, I'm going to, after we get out of here and we get into our first combat scenario, I want this thing to come closer first. Gotcha. Nice. Now, going back to the same area now, it should perform better because we're literally going back. But that place was in a cutscene, so I'm worried a bit still. But we should be fine. I'm just gonna ignore that. Yeah, there are a lot more stutters here, dude. It is rough.
Ringo!
Okay, so we're gonna get into this fight here real quick. And then I'm gonna hang out and then show you guys. There you go. Alright, so... Oh crap, wait, yeah, okay, we're good, we're good. We're gonna quit out real quick, and now I'm gonna go into just showing you back after we go back to the place. Right here, heading to Ringo's house. This is like chapter 3 if they consider these things chapters. I wasn't paying attention. But yeah, this is where the red stuff is around here now. Alright, so this is how the game will actually play now. It's not the worst thing in the world, but 60 seems to be a pipe dream. This is how the game is practically going to look for the most part. This area here I found to be the most demanding, necessarily speaking, on stable. It's not a set piece. It's just demanding.